Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are doing. My name is Abhiraj. Welcome to MEMONEET BRAHMASTRA Test solution. Without wasting your time, let's move to the solution. Now, read the first question. If R and H represent the horizontal range and the maximum height, respectively, of an oblique projectile, then the value of this represents. We need to calculate the value of R square plus upon 8H plus 2X equals to. Here R represents your horizontal range and H represents your maximum height. Now, putting the values of R, H in the given expression, we get U square sine 2 theta upon V to the whole square upon 8 U square sine square theta upon 2G plus 2 U square sine square 2. Then solving it out, we get the value of U square cos square theta by Z plus U square sin square theta by Z. After solving it, get U square by Z, which is equal to your R max. So this expression represents the maximum horizontal range. So the answer of this question will be option number second. Now moving to the next question. Here, an electromagnetic wave of frequency this. You have given the frequency 3 megahertz passes from a vacuum into a dielectric medium. Okay, it is going from the vacuum to the dielectric medium of having a relative permittivity of 4 and permeability is equal to mu naught. Then, which will the correct option for this? Now, moving to the explanation, you can see the frequency of electromagnetic wave doesn't change with the change in medium, but the wavelength and the velocity of the wave changes in the medium. Velocity of electromagnetic wave, you can calculate the velocity up which is equal to c is equal to 1 by under root of mu naught epsilon naught. By putting all the values here, you can get the velocity in the medium, which will be equal to velocity in the medium is equal to 5 mu, and mu can be given by under root of mu r epsilon r. By putting the values, you can get the wavelength is half, but the frequency remains unchanged. The wavelength will decrease, but the frequency unchanged as the frequency is the property of source, not the medium. Now moving to the next question, here you have an ideal gas follows a process described by PV square equals to constant. Here P represents initial phase P1, V1, P1, P2. The thermodynamic state where C is a constant. Then you are asked if you have a particular ideal equation and these are the parameters. Then you are asked which is the correct option. Now moving to the solution of the question, as we can see here, you know the ideal gas equation PV equals to nRT. Now we have given P square equals to constant. If now checking the option, if P1 greater than P2, then we know that P2 will be greater than P1. Then putting the value here, we get P minus 1 T square equals to constant. Since P is directly proportional to T square, then if P1 is greater than P2, that implies P1 is greater than P2. Hence PV is equal to constant. If we use this relation, and if we use this relation, from the first relation we get this conclusion, from the second we get this conclusion, and from the third we get this conclusion. So if V2 greater than V1, then P2 less than P1, we know PV equals to nRT, and putting all the values, we get V2 greater than V1, then P2 less than P1. Here we basically need to follow the ideal gas equation and the equation given here and check all the options one by one. After checking all the options, you get the value that V2 greater than V1 and then P2 less than P1 will be the correct answer for this given question. Now, moving to the next question. Here, the radius of a soap bubble. It is asking about the soap bubble. It increased from 1 by root 5 centimeter to the 2 by root 5 centimeter. If the surface tension of the water is 30 times per centimeter, then the work done. Okay, you have given the surface tension and the radius is increased. So the question is asking that amount of work is needed to be done to increase the radius of the sphere of the liquid from this radius to that radius. Now, moving to the solution of the question, you know, the work done in blowing a soap bubble radius r is given by 8 pi r square into surface tension. Here R is the radius of the bubble and T is the surface tension. Now, you just need to put the value of T and R. R first you will have to put the initial value, then final value, and when you do the difference of it, you get the value of amount of work that is needed to be done, which is equal to 7720 Earth. This is the amount of work that is needed to be done to increase the radius from 1 by root 5 centimeter by root 5 centimeter. So our correct answer will be option number 3. Now, moving to the next question, which is our question number 4, that is, a ball is projected with its velocity. You have given the velocity, you have given the angular velocity of the particle at the highest point. It is asking that when the ball is at the highest point, then the angular velocity about the projection. So you know it's the velocity means the momentum, or you can say velocity. This is the r vector, which is your projection, or you can say position vector. So you need to calculate the angular velocity. Angular velocity means omega. You need to calculate this velocity. Now moving to the answer, yes. As you can see in the figure, you have a projectile and at the highest point there is only horizontal velocity, that is Vx, and from the initial position you have a r vector, which is a projection vector or position vector. You can calculate the r easily. You know this is h max and this is r by 2, the horizontal range by 2. You can calculate the r using the Pythagoras theorem. Once you calculate the r, you get the value this, and you know h is equal to this, r equals to this. Putting these values, you can easily get the r, and you know that omega can be given by, you can calculate that omega is this. So let's suppose the particle is moving in the circle, and this is your velocity, tangential velocity, and this is your r vector. So once you do the cross product, once you do cross product, r cross v, r cross v, let's suppose this is r, this is V. R cross V will give you the direction of omega vector. So you know that omega is given by R vector cross V vector. And if it has angle 90 degrees, simply R omega sine theta. Sorry, R V sine theta. And V sine theta is your simply the velocity along the tangent. Is here Vx sine alpha. So just putting the value of R omega, you can calculate the value of omega from here. You know Vx sine alpha, you know R. By this calculation, you can calculate the omega. And hence your omega comes out to be 0.2 radian, which is option number second. Now moving to the next question. Okay. The mean free path of a molecule. Okay, it is just asking about the mean free path. We just need to know the formula of mean free path, U, which is lambda n is equals to 1 by root 2 pi d square n. Here n is the density of the molecule and d is the radius of the molecule. So as you know that the mean free path is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. So your correct option is 1 by r. Inversely proportional, it is already said. Please look into the question properly. So it is just proportional to r square, because it is saying here proportional already. Okay, now moving to the next question. Here, the third portion of the track shown is a smooth and horizontal. Sorry, it is smooth. Curve is smooth. It is telling that this is smooth, and the horizontal is rough with a friction coefficient 0.2. The block is released from point C. Okay, block is released from here. What distance A will stop? It is asking that at what distance from A. From A, at what distance the block gets stopped. You need to calculate the horizontal distance to which the block moves and gets stopped. Now, moving towards the explanation here. We can easily up to point A to point C to point A. We can easily apply the energy conservation. Applying the energy conservation, we can easily get the velocity of the body at point A. So, applying the energy conservation, we can get the velocity. Now, you know the velocity at the horizontal path. You know the velocity at the horizontal path, and you know the friction value. The only force that is acting in the horizontal direction is the friction. If you can limit value is mu through friction, you can get the acceleration of this block, and using you just need to calculate at what distance to get stopped. So you just need to use the equation of motion. You know the acceleration, you know the initial velocity, you know the initial velocity and you know the final velocity also, that is equal to 0. You just need to calculate s. So you can use the formula v square equal to v square plus 2as. So by using the same formula here, it gets the acceleration from here, and then using the formula, you can easily get the value of x, that is equal to 5 meters. But the path is only 2 meters long. The path is only 2 meters. So after 2 meters, it will also gradually reach to the this height or some height here. So you need to calculate how much extra distance is covered. It simply covers the extra distance to the energy conservation, that is 0.6 meters. Okay. So you need to calculate the length. Okay. Since this is the center of it and the particle is going from here up to 5 meter distance. So this is the track is only of 2 meters. So what extra 3 meter goes? It goes into that height. So it reaches somehow. So we need to calculate the length of the path. So after calculating the length of the path, we get y is equal to 1 meter. Y is equal to 1 meter. So the correct answer is y equal to 1 meter. It is asking you at what distance from A it will stop. It will stop here at the distance at the coordinate of y equals to 1 meter. It will be the correct answer. This question, good question. You need to calculate the radius also, and then you need to use the equation of motion. It's a multiple conceptual question. So you need to be little bit focused about. Now moving to the next question. If the pressure remains constant, if the pressure remains constant, then the temperature at which the root mean spread speed of nitrogen becomes equal of its value. Just need to use the formula of root mean spread speed. This is before that Vrms is given by under root RT by M. As you can see, Vrms is actually equal to root under T. So you can calculate the root mean spread at the two different temperatures, that is RMS1, RMS2, the root T1 by under root T1 by. After putting all the values, we can get the value of final temperature, that is equal to so 200 2427 degrees Celsius. Kelvin is 700 Kelvin. So option will be option number 4, that will be correct answer. Now moving to the another question. Instantaneous current in a circuit is given by I equals to this 2 plus 3 sin 30, and the effective value of resulting current in the circuit. Okay, it is asking about the resultant current or effective value. You just need to calculate the magnitude of this current, that is given in the form of 2 plus 3 sin omega t. So after calculating its RMS value, that will give the effective current. It's basically to understand it is, if you are asking about the effective current, net current, total current, RMS current, all are just the same thing. You just need to calculate the RMS current, which will be given by under root 2 square plus 3 square, or the average of this. You know that RMS is calculated by how? If you want to calculate the RMS, you just need to root mean square. Means you need to take the root, first square the current, then take the mean, then take the root. You just need to calculate. You need to square it, take the average of it, then take it root. You get the value of under root 17 by 2. This is your option number 1. That will be correct. Okay. Now moving to the another question. Output Y of the logic gate. It is just asking about the output that you get from here to here. You just need to have a knowledge of Boolean algebra and nothing else. Now see, these two are NOT gates, these are NAND gates, this is also a NOT gate. Means this is C bar, this is A bar, then A bar, B bar, and this is NAND gate. Means product A bar dot B bar to the bar. So it is getting here A bar dot B bar bar, and here it is AND gate, that's simply your C bar. So after solving it, as you can see here, also the same thing is written. You can use the Boolean expression and the another theorem to resolve it. After solving it, you can easily get the value a plus b into bar. That will be your final expression of your y, the De Morgan's theorem. After using the De Morgan's theorem, you can easily get to here. That is a plus b dot C bar. So your option number one will be the correct answer to it. Now moving to the next question. Okay. Suppose the gravitational force varies inversely as the nth power of distance. It is asking that the gravitational force we need to check as r to the power n. Okay. Then the time period of the planet on the circular orbit. It's asking about the circular orbit. Okay. You just need to calculate the radius. Moving to the solution. You know that the force is given by Vmm by r square, general, but here it is taking r to the power n. You know, as the particle is moving in the circular orbit, it has a gravitational force which is balanced by the centrifugal force, that is m omega square r. By solving it, we can get omega is equal to this, and hence omega is simply your 2 pi by t. So from here, you know that it is inversely proportional to 1 by, inversely proportional to t. So if omega is proportional to r to the power n plus 1, so your t is proportional to r to the power n plus 1. So the correct option is r to the power n plus 1 by 2. Okay, here is one root also. N plus 1 by 2. Option number 1 will be the correct answer. Now moving to the circuit question. Okay, as you can see, the circuit shown in the figure is equivalent to. It is asking about the circuit represents which type of gate. It's like it's a question of semiconductor or logic gate. When you hand it out. Okay, as you can see, here is open switch open, and there is a VCC volt, there is a resistor, there is a output load, there is resistor, there is resistor. We don't know the value. You can take it as R, and there is a grounding, that is 0 volt. That is asking which. Now moving to the solution. When both A and B or either A or B are low means off, then corresponding system open and current will flow through the bulb and output Y is high. Means when A or B is 0, it means low, output will get 1. It is switching, it is just getting A bar. If it is A, then it is getting A bar. Now, when both are high, when both are 1, then no current will flow and hence 0. Again, if it is A bar, if it is A bar, you are getting A. So hence the logic gate will be equivalent to a NAND gate. Hence product and getting bar. It is A dot B to the bar. Because the output will be just opposite to the product of the, so because here are two inputs, so it's your, from here it is getting and when only in one case the bulb is glowing, so it is simply getting to an AND gate. Hence AND plus not. Okay, not plus and. First getting and then getting not. Means A dot B to the bar. It is acting as AND gate. Now going to the next question. It is saying that when a capillary is introduced in water, the water level rise up to height h. How is the rise of water affected by the top of capillary flow? It is just asking that we have a capillary and capillary tube. There is a water inside it. If it is open, it will rise up to height h. But it is asked that when it is closed at the top end, then at what height it will rise. It's a simply conceptual and experimental base. Now moving to the explanation. When the top of the capillary is closed, the water will rise to a lesser height. Why it will be? So there is no because the pressure will increase. If the pressure of the topmost point is less and bottom is low, then it will rise more. If the pressure is less, then it will rise less than it would normally. This is because the air is compressed, which increases the pressure. Yeah, exactly as I said to you. Let's suppose there is a capillary tube and there is less pressure, then it will more rise. If the pressure is compressed, is closed, the pressure will increase and hence the pressure will increase. It will rise less because the lower high means the pressure at the top is high, so it will try to push the liquid downward, hence it will rise less. So our correct answer is that it will rise less. Option third. Okay, moving to the next question. A toy car with charge tube. Okay, let's suppose there is a car moved with a crystal horizontal plane of it. Okay, Let's suppose there is a Q charge and there is a field. So force is actually F equals to Q. Due to force, its velocity increases from here if the direction of field is reversed. Okay, after certain time or certain place, the direction of field is reversed. The car continues to move for 2 seconds and under the influence of this average velocity and average speed of the car between 0 to 2 seconds. Exactly. The question of kinematics plus electrostatics. The concept is very simple. The force is constant, so you can use equation of this constant equation of this simply. No need to worry about. Now moving to the solution part of this, as you can see here, the solution part. That is this. Okay. First, at t equals to 0, its velocity is 0. We put an electric field and its acceleration. T equals to 1, it gains the velocity of 6 meters per second. Then the acceleration is reversed as the field is reversed. So at t equals to 2 seconds, it will just have attain the zero velocity and turn. And again it will accelerating and reach to the velocity of this. In magnitude it's 6 meter per second, but in direction it reverse that one, so taking minus 6 because velocity is a vector quantity. Now you can easily calculate the average velocity. As you can calculate the acceleration, that will come out to be 6 meter per second square. Force equal to 0 to 1 second, it is accelerating, so it covers a distance of 3 meters. From t equals to 1 to 2, it covers a distance again 3 meters. From 2 to 3, minus 3. As you can see, it is reversing its path, so the displacement is also a vector quantity, so it comes with a minus sign. So the total displacement will be s1 plus s2 plus s3, because equal to 0 to 2 equals to 1, it is behaving differently as acceleration is here, and t equal to 1 to t equal to 2, acceleration is backward, and from t equal to 2 to t equal to 3, it is moving backward. Acceleration is backward and it is moving also backward. So it has taken three types of displacement in different ways. First in accelerating, then in retarding, then in reverse accelerating. Okay. So the net displacement will be s1 plus s2 plus s3. So we can easily calculate the average velocity. Average velocity can be calculated by total displacement or total time. So it will be 3 upon 3, that's 1 meter per second. And average speed is total distance, not distance. Distance is all added. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. That is 9 meter is the distance. 9 upon 3, that is 3 meter per second. So the correct option is option number 1. It's a simply your kinematic problem which is mixed with the electrostatic concept. Okay, I hope you understand the solution. Okay, now moving to the next question. It's an assumption and reason question. Let's see the question. The star twinkles while the planets do not. Okay, you know, stars have moonlight, and while the planets don't have, but this is not the reason of twinkling. It's the reason of the star is much bigger than the sun. Oh no, it's the wrong answer. Assumption is true, but reason is totally wrong. You know, reason why it twinkles, because there is constant reflection occurring. Okay, it has own light also, so it twinkles while the planets or like you can say while the planets don't have its own light, so it don't twinkle from here. Or you can say refractive index is not too much sufficient, or the size is big, also a little bit bigger but not completely bigger. The atmospheric refraction for that light is not so heavy, means the twinkling of planets will be not so high that we can easily observe the twinkling of. Can also understand the expansion from here. Star twinkles because of changing in refractive index, as an apparent size of percentage and a star are small. The effects of change in direction are very large. But in the case of planets, as the size is big, so there is a atmospheric reflection, but the changing angle is too small and to be able to observe its twinkling, but not in the case of star, a small object in the star. Okay. Now moving to the next question. An electric dipole is placed in a non-uniform field. If you put an electric dipole in a non-uniform field, it Chances the force and torque both. No, torque must be not zero, force must be not zero, both may be non-zero. Option 4 will be correct because as it is non-uniform, so force F net is also not equal to zero, and hence if F net not equal to zero, and it is not necessary that it is just along the field direction, it can orient in this way, so torque is already not. So both may be non-zero. So both may not be zero. Now moving to the question, so it's again a logical question. Which of the following will have output one? Okay, so just asking about it. One. Actually, what type of gate it is? It's a NOR gate. You can say or plus not, or plus not. And easily understand this by understanding this. It's simply you can write in this way also. So you can say that a logical explanation is say it's one or means like one plus one or 1 plus 1 is equals to 1, then bar equals to 0, then final output is getting 0. So we can check in which case it is getting 0. Only in the NAND gate we can get it this value because 1 0 is 0 and taking bar of it, and 1 0 is NAND gate, and then not plus and not plus and either of one is 0, the result will be simply the result will be 0 and taking bar of it, it's simply your answer 1. It's like in the NAND gate you are getting the answer 1. So simply your NAND gate will represent logic gate. Output that will be 1. Because if you ask me that the output is 1, it's often okay. So you need to have output 1. So only in the case of third option you are getting output 1 because 0 dot 1 is simply your 0 and bar of it is 1. Output is 1 in the case of option. Now moving to the next option, third, that's NAND gate. Now moving to the next question. An aluminum cylinder is not centimeter long. If you have given an aluminum cylinder, okay, length is given, area of cross-section, and used as a spacer between two walls. Okay, with two walls, to put the space between two walls, an aluminum cylinder is used. At this degree Celsius, it just steps between the wall and force against the wall when it warms. Exactly. Let's suppose that it just touches the wall at this temperature. When the temperature increases, it starts pressing the wall. We just need to calculate what it is asking. So the force, it is asking about the force. It's a question of stress strain, or you can say in Young's modulus of this cylinder. Now, moving to the solution, you can easily calculate the force by equal stress. You can calculate Young's modulus, coefficient, and alpha t. Delta t will be changed in the temperature. After calculating and multiplying to the age, get the value of force. It's a simple concept of Young's modulus. You know that the force by area, which is equal to stress. Stress is equal to simply your gamma into strain, and strain is equal to L upon change in length. And you know L is equal to L naught or delta L alpha delta T, and from here you can get L by L delta L equals to alpha delta. The value here you get the force by area, which is your stress. So force is equal to stress into area. You can easily get the value of force, which is 1.7 into 10 to the power 4 Newton, which is your option number second. Moving to the a segment of wire vibrates with a fundamental frequency is under a tension of this. Okay. It is telling that a wire, segment of wire, not whole wire. It's telling about the segment of wire vibrates which has a weight sigma. Tension at which the fundamental frequency of wire becomes. It is just asking about the fundamental frequency. It, it changes to 800 hertz. And what will be the new tension? Formula of this question just need to understand that simply your uh, fundamental frequency is given by this formula, which is equal to directly proportional to of 10 by mu. It means some mu is same, means like linear mass density is same for as the wire is same, so mu is same. So putting the taking the ratio of f1 and f2 simply get under root p1 by putting the values f1, f2, p1, we get easily value of p2, which is equal to 320 newton or 30 of weight. It is asking in the weight, so your answer will be 36 kg. The case of force, it will be 30 kilo ton. This will be the force. In the weight, it will be the answer. Now, moving to the next question. Okay. If momentum, area, and time are fundamental quantities, has a dimension. You just need to have a calculate the dimension of it. You know the energy dimension in terms of AT, you can take its power x, y, and z, and putting the dimension of energy, which is equal to ml square p minus. Comparing the other dimension, you can easily get the value of x, y, and z, which is x 1 by 2 and minus. From here, you can get that is proportional to the power 1, to the power 1 by 2, or minus 1. So the answer will be option number 4. C to the power 1, A to the power 1 by 2, or C power minus. Now, moving to the another question, predict the polarity of the capacitor when the two magnets are quickly moved in the direction from magnet is moving from here. And this is just asking about the polarity. Okay, we know that changing the magnetic position or magnet position, magnetic flux inside the coil. As there is a change in magnetic flux, so there will be current or introduced in the coil. Current will be the first way that it follows the Lenz's law. Since if the flux is increasing, it will induce the current in such a way that it will reduce this flux. It will simply reduce this flux or reduce this current inside it. So, you simply if the magnet is moving here and here, both is trying to increase the flux. So if both is trying to increase the flux, the coil must try to decrease the flux by both the magnets. So if you take this polarity as plus and this polarity as minus, so in this way the magnetic flux will be in this direction opposing the direction of the flux. So when the polarity plus means that the current is flowing in this direction. So current as the current is flowing in this direction, so your magnetic field is trying to oppose the external and decreasing the external flux. So it will follow the Lenz's law. Option one will like one will be correct and three will be positive answer. You can also read the concept from here. Current in the coil will be anti-clockwise direction and seen from the left. As you can see, it will be in the left direction. Coming towards the so current in the such a way because the magnet exactly. Therefore, electricity will be positive. Okay. Now, moving towards the another question. Question number 22. The diode used in the circuit shown in the figure has a constant voltage drop. If the potential drop along this is 4.5 volts, you can take it as a silicon diode simply. And the current and maximum power rating is this watt. What is the value of resistance connected to diode obtaining the maximum current? It is simply a conceptual formula with question. We just need to calculate the maximum current too. You know, power max diode is equal to VI. So, I you can easily calculate that the power getting to its maximum is this. You know, potential drop. So you can calculate the current through the diode. So while calculating the current through the diode, you can get that the maximum current that it can get is from here. Now, just know the current value. You know the extra potential drop that is 1.5 minus 4.4. That is 1 volt dropping here, and current is moving through it. That is 5 ampere. So the R you can easily calculate it equals to IR. So 1 I is equal to 5. So R is equal to simply you can calculate it's greater Then for the maximum, it is greater than 5 ohm. So option second will be the correct. Kirchhoff's law concept of some whether there is include Ohm's law and another is diode concept. Now, moving to the next question. The dimensional formula of this quantity is, it is asking about the dimension. All the quantities or physical terms are mentioned and you can easily calculate it. You can easily write the dimension of each quantity one by one. Using all that information with this value. You can see here, epsilon has a dimension this, h has a dimension this, c the charge has, and c is speed of light. Putting this value in the expression, we can get the final independent of MLT, means it has a dimensionless quantity of 0, can say to the power 0, L to the power 0, to the power 0, to the. So you can see option that correctly represents question is M0, N0, P0. Okay, now moving to the next question. Assuming the Bohr model of hydrogen atom, the wavelength of alpha line, it is asking about Balmer field. So Balmer field, diamond, Balmer line, getting up to N. So Balmer is visible light 22 to the final. So diamond, sorry, Balmer. And so the alpha line, it comes from 3 to 2. The side from 3 second layer. It is lambda. And the wavelength of alpha line of Lyman field. It has been compared, it is asked the comparison between Lyman and the Balmer. So simply we calculate the difference and find the value of. Okay, now looking at this, you can see that you know the energy is like equals on and square. You can see, okay, you can write the change in energy, that is this, the case of Palmer. You can put the value, that is m, the case of Balmer, m final equals to and initial equals to 2. Case of Lyman, and final equals to 1, and calculating the delta E1 and delta C. Taking the ratio, you can get lambda dash to lambda. By taking the value, you can get the value lambda dash by lambda, which is equal to 5 by 27. So lambda dash is equal to 5 lambda by 27. That will be option number 4. Correct. Now moving to the next question. The ratio of minutes to the maximum wavelength in the Balmer field. Again, this is a question of Balmer field. It is asking about the ratio of longest to the shortest. It has been simply like just like is with the of this as you can look at here simply, you know, it's just asking about the minimum to the maximum. Minimum shorted wavelength. Shorted wavelength maximum energy. Maximum energy comes from when it comes from the input. So N2 is in final is 2. So you get the value of lambda 1. Largest is coming from the next cell. So N1 is 6, 2, and N3 will be N2 will be 3. So lambda 2 will come here. So if we take the lambda 1 by lambda 2, the ratio becomes 5 by 9. So our answer will be option 1, which will be the correct question. Moving to the another question, that will be option. Okay. Now, let a wire be suspended from a ceiling. Okay, we have a ceiling, a wire, stretched by a weight W attached to the screen. The longitudinal, it is just asking about the longitudinal stress. Just need to calculate the tension and then stress equals to force by area. So you know there is a wire, it has tension T, a weight W. So we can calculate the stress is equal to force by area, and the force acting it is equal to the external force, that is weight, because it is internal. The tension is acting here and then tension is an internal force. Only external force that is acting is equal to weight of it. So external force by area, that is weight by area. Weight by area is equal to W by A, means option number second is the current answer. Okay. Now moving to the next question. AC circuit and a DC current supplied together. Okay, the expression of instantaneous current is an RMS. Again, it is asking about the RMS question. You just know the RMS is a root mean square. You simply first need to calculate square it, then taking average of it, then taking root of it. When you square it and taking average of it, then taking root of it, you get the value of simply 3 root 3. As you can see here, it has been first square, then taking average of it, and then taking root of it. So when you square this quantity, a plus b ka whole square, you can write expand it out, then taking average of it, and taking the root of the final expression. And when you take the root of the final expression, it will come out to be 3 root 3. Okay, now moving to the next question. Because the following is not the standard form of progressive rate. It's a simple conceptual. Once you read about the standing or progression rate, you learn about the standard equation or the way how we can check whether a given expression represents a progressive wave or not. As you can see here, it is not, it is asking or not. You know the standard wave. It is equal to a x, a equals to a sine t, kx minus omega t, and as written also here, it is a standard form. So T is given by 2 pi over lambda and omega as this, and mu is equal to omega. This is the standard way. As you can see, it is also a k. It is also written in the way this way, not this way, because there is an omega, but it is written in the v. So if there is omega, it will be correct. But as it is here v, so it will be wrong. So option second will be the correct answer. Because nothing is not asking yes. It is not asking the standard equation. It is asking which is not the standard equation. Option second is not the equation. Power of an equiconvex lens is, it is asking about convex. After cutting in a different way, as is given, it is cutted in a different way. The combination of lenses is given in column A. The combination is given in the effective power. It is asking about the power. You just need to understand the concept. Okay. As you can see, it's cutted in the like this is equiconvex and it is cutted in this way. As you can see here, the power of the lens remains the same. Just the intensity decreases. So in the first case, the power simply depends on the radius of curvature. As it is cutted in this way, the radius of curvature remains the same. So power will remain the same. A will go to Q. Option second and option 4 will be eliminated. Now taking the B. As it is cutted in this way, so its radius of curvature has down to R by 2. So power will increase to 2 times. Okay, power will increase to, sorry, power will decrease to, because power depends on the radius of curvature, and as radius of curvature decreases, power decreases, and R is becoming R by 2, so power is becoming P by 2. Option number third will be the correct answer. Simply you need to eliminate the two options and it is the correct answer. Now moving to the question, last question. Now, the figure illustrates how magnetic field intensity or the magnetic density inside a sample on size and ferromagnetic material varies with B naught. Magnetic field intensity of density, which is a simple step for sample to be for making permanent magnet. Okay, you know the conceptually. To get a permanent magnet, your OQ, that is simply this, retentivity, and OR, that is simply your this loss. You can represent the loss, or you can say the coercivity. Simply from here, ethanol refers to coercivity. For to become a permanent magnet, it should be high. Your OQ and OR should be high. It represents the sensitivity, how much it retains the magnetic field, and it represents how much it decreases or coercivity, the magnetic field intensity. So you can see also the explanation in the given figure. OQ represents the retentivity and OR represents the coercivity for permanent magnet. Both retentivity and coercivity, both should be option third will be the correct. Moving to the next question. Okay, let's see. A solid cylinder of mass sigma 2 kg and radius sigma. Rotating about the wave is sigma. The torque required to stop after 2 revolutions. It's a simple question of rotational motion and we need to calculate the torque that is required. So, you can easily calculate the 2 revolutions. In one revolution, you know, theta is moved by 2 pi, so 2 revolution, it will take 4 pi angle. So, you know, theta total is 4 pi, and you just need to calculate the alpha, like you know the initial omega naught, and you know the final omega naught, that is 0. So, you just need to equation of both. So, for that matter, you just need to calculate the alpha, and that's all. So you just need to calculate the torque, that is I alpha. So simply when you calculate the torque, it will become out to be by using torque equals to I alpha. You can calculate the I from this expression, that omega final omega initial half I omega square, half I omega square. Calculate the this kinetic energy through the concept of work energy theorem. Work energy theorem is equals to change in kinetic energy. So here the rod or cylinder has a rotational kinetic energy. So through the work done, you can easily calculate the I from here. And or you know the I, there is no need to calculate the I. You know the omega final, you know the initial. You can calculate the work. After calculating the work, you know work is equal to tau p theta, integrating dw. After integration, w will become tau theta, and it is as it is walking in opposite direction to torque, so it will be in magnitude it will be tau theta, but in direction it will have to be a negative sign. So from here you can easily calculate this torque, and it will come out to be 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 Newton meter. So in magnitude it is option number 1. So they are given a mass, radius, you can calculate the I, you are given omega naught. So you cannot calculate the alpha from here. You need to use work energy to get the value of work. Thereafter, yeah, it can't be solved using the alpha. So this, you don't have any other of the alpha. You need to use the energy method of the force method. So by using energy, you can calculate the work. After work, you can calculate the torque. That is given by d theta. That is 4 pi, that is rotated to the angle. 2 revolutions in 4 pi angle is rotated. Now moving to the next question. Okay. A particle of mass and charge, even let it fill this, the charge particle is shifted from origin from its mass to the total. It's simply asking your work. You just need to calculate work is equal to F dot dr, and you know the R. R vector is given by x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. You simply want to need to calculate dr vector, which is equal to dx I cap plus dy j cap plus dz k cap. Simply take the dot product and get the value. This is the explanation to this question. So simply take the dot product and get the value, that is equal to 5 times. This is option 4 will be the correct answer. Now moving to the next question. Force constant K is 1/4 of part is detached when the force constant. It is just asking about the change in the force constant. As the one part, like let's suppose you have a spring. Let's suppose you have a spring that has a force constant K, and it's cut it into 1/4 part removed. Like the removed part is by 4 part has been available. So we just need to calculate the final K. The final will be what? You just know that the K is inversely proportional to the length. So as length will become 3 by 4, K will become 4 by 3. So option correct. First by this expression, you can also use this explanation here. Simply you know that the K is inversely proportional to length. As the length will be more, K will be less. So as only 3 by 4 length is available, so K will be 4 by 3. Now moving to the next question. Which of the following terms correctly represent the variation of Xc and frequency? Okay, you know Xc. Xc is simply 1 by omega c, and you know omega is equal to 2 pi fc. It simply represents 1 by f, which is your hyperbola, that is option number formula of this question. Now moving to the next question. It's now becoming a circuit question. Let's see. The equivalent resistance between point A and B. Okay, we just asking the equivalent resistance. So yeah, just take it out, take this point out, take this point out, it becomes point B, it becomes your point this, and simply calculating it out. It's simple. Now I am zooming the exponent of figure from. Okay, you see, it's 12 ohm, it's 6 ohm, it's 6 ohm, it's 12 ohm. It's the equivalent here. And why, when the switch is closed, when you put the switch is closed, there is an extra 8 ohm acting on it. There is extra 8 ohm acting on it. That is in the series you can say, acting on it. So you think, sorry, parallel, because this is giving you 8 ohm and this is giving you 8 ohm. So simply your R equivalent between A and B will be H by T means 4 ohm. R equivalent will be 4 ohm. So they are asking when the switch is open and closed. In the case of when switch is open. When switch is open, there will be no concept of 8 ohm here. So it will be simply 8 ohm. When switch is closed, it's 4 ohm. So option third will be the correct answer to. Now moving to the next section or next question. 46. Let's see. ABC are the 3 points in a uniform electric field. Okay, here is the figure. You have a uniform. Let me draw it bigger. Or you can see in the like in the solution part have the picture. Let me draw the figure. There is 3 points. There is a field. There is a point here. There is a point here, and there is. Okay, it is asking that the electric potential. You know, electric field is equal to minus of gradient of V. So the higher the potential, lower the field, and higher the field, lower the potential. Higher is the field, lower is the potential. So we know that the electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential. So the most high potential will be here, and lesser at at the point P, because point is here it is B point. Here it is the maximum at B. Option third will be the correct answer. Now moving to the next. The magnetic moment of a magnetic of mass 75 grams. Magnetic moment is given. It's simply magnetic moment equals to IA. Density is given. Sigma. The then intensity of the magnetizing is formula this question. You know that this will be M upon V, and you can calculate the V to density is equals to density equals to volume. So volume equals to density upon mass upon density. You can put the value here and get the formula like this: rho m by m. And putting the value, you get the value of I. That is it. Magnetizing intensity or intensity of the magnetization, that is represented by I. Because you know, intensity of magnetization or intensity of polarization is a net magnetization upon net volume. Or intensity of polarization is net polarization upon volume. So you can get volume through the relativity of density, that is gives you the formula of this, and you can easily calculate the magnetization. Moving ahead, what is the velocity of the ball? Simple formula is the mean position. So is the mean position. If you are able to write the vertical height, it's energy conservation formula. We just need to energy conservation. By conserving energy, its potential energy converted into kinetic energy. Potential energy converted into kinetic energy. Initially, kinetic energy will be like zero, and finally, kinetic potential will be zero. It will convert and it becomes under the two here, and putting the value of h, which is 10 centimeter, means 0.1 meter, and putting it there, you can get a velocity 1.4 meter per second. Option the correct answer. Now moving to the next question, again the equivalent type question, equivalent of capacitor. It's a equivalent of capacitor. Okay, now see. It's asking the equivalent of AB. You know the capacitor is acting just reverse of the resistor. As resistor is parallel, we take R1 R2 R1 plus R2, but if the capacitor is parallel, we just need to have a C1 plus just acting a series of resistors. Now, this is point A and point B. These both you can see, these both you can see. You know these three are in series and this is parallel of it. So these three are in parallel and parallel so in the speed. So 3, 3 are in speed. So it will have to be act like parallel in resistor, act like parallel in resistor, and one microfarad in parallel. So it will have series, act as a series in resistor. Simply you need to calculate the parallel and don't go get into the writing, you just need to understand what I mean. So simply your 3 is parallel, so you can use the concept of parallel 1 microfarad, and it is a parallel. You can use the concept 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So the equivalent will be 3 microfarad of some second will be the answer. Okay, now moving towards the next question. Okay, now it is a please LCR circuit or question from the AC chapter. A LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage source where L is a removed from the circuit. The phase difference between the voltage and pi by 6 is removed from the circuit. The phase difference becomes sigma pi by 6 between the current and the voltage. The power factor, it is just asking about you the power factor. You know power factor, chi cos pi. So you just need to calculate the cos pi or pi. Then you can easily predict the value. You just need to calculate the cos pi. So for that, you just need to calculate the phi. Phi can be calculated tan phi. Tan phi can be calculated by XL minus XT by R. Or you can take it as a mod, XT minus XL. And just put the value of XL. You know XL is equal to omega L. Omega is 2 pi F into L. And XT is equal to 1 by omega C. You can calculate the XL, you can calculate the XT. And you can calculate the value of phi. And once you get phi equals 0, cos phi equals to 1, means power factor equals 1. Option 1 will be the correct answer. Now moving to the next. What is the de Broglie wavelength of an electron? We just given the kinetic. We know the de Broglie wavelength h upon c is equal to h upon under root of 2m kinetic energy. We just need to put the value of the kinetic energy and solve the calculation, get the value of de Broglie wavelength, which is equal to 1.12 or minus 3. This option number 4 will be the correct answer. Now moving to the next question. Some positive charge is given to a conductor, then its potential, it is maximum at the surface, maximum at the center, remains same throughout the conductor, maximum. It will remain same, you know. If it is a conductor, there is no electric field inside, so potential will be constant inside, and in the surface, potential will be same as the inside. So throughout the conductor, the potential will be constant. So option third will be the correct answer. Now moving to the next question. A body is released from the top of a curved track, okay, here. So the work done by the friction released from the 10-meter height and reaches as a 7. So we just need to calculate the work done. So here you can use the work energy theorem because you don't know the like equation of the track. So you can use the work energy theorem and find the value of the work done. You know the work energy theorem, like work done by all the forces equals to kinetic energy. So as the change in kinetic energy 0, finally initially it rests, finally at rest. So all the forces here mg or plus work done by friction. So here you can get work done by friction equals to minus work done by gravity. So you can easily calculate the work done by gravity by changing the relative height. It's very simple question. So by solving it out, you get the value of minus 3 mg. That is option number 4 will be correct. Now moving to the next question. Color of color. Color. What is the least count of a commonly available vernier caliper? It's a completely theoretical based question. You just need to remember it out. What the least count is? It's simply your 0.1 mm. 0.1 mm is a simple here, I mean like most available vernier caliper is your 0.1 mm of having least count. Now moving to the next. What is the RMS value of current in the situation? We just need to calculate the RMS value. RMS is what? First squaring, then taking limit, then taking root. You just need to calculate it out. You know the value of current is 4, then it's minus 2. Just calculate the RMS to average of it. So it's like for the time it is to this, it is going in this way, and for 5 to 5 means for the 5 it is going in this way. So you can calculate the RMS by putting it here. It can simply calculate it like the 40 equal to from equal to 0 to 5 seconds value is 4. So you can average it out like I will come out, have I square will come out and of delta t that will be 5 seconds or plus again I square will come out and delta taking root of it, put the values of this and get the value out of. The option will be third option that root 5 is the correct answer. It's a simply graphical based question. Arithmetic convergence system of focal length. It is giving about the convergence system. You need to understand. Conversion means converge. Converge means focal length will be positive. Meaning instead of two lenses in contact. Okay, you have a two lens that will be in contact of material having a dispersive power ratio. Okay, the dispersive ratio or dispersive power ratio is given. Now you know, according to the condition of chromatism, the power of lens must satisfy. The power of length must satisfy this relation. We know V1, we know V2 ratio, we can calculate the F1, F2 ratio. So you can calculate the relation between the focal length. Now the total focal length is equal to this. So you can calculate the focal length of each lens. Once you calculate the focal length of each lens, you can easily like the power of each. So once you calculate their focal length, you can also calculate the power of it. So after calculating it, you get the value of 40 by 3 and 20 by 3 centimeters. This is the focal length of two lenses. Here, just you need to understand the how to use the formula of dispersive power and relate it with the focal length. You know, if two lenses in the contact, the net focal length is equal to P1 plus P2. Net power is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. You just need to use those simple values. Now moving to the next question. A proton is estimated to a potential. You have given the potential. First need to add the Broglie given as lambda naught. If it is moving with this, like lambda naught is given h upon under root of 2m v naught. So lambda dash is given by h upon under root of 2 v dash. So you just need to compare means like lambda dash with respect to lambda. Just put the value and get the answer. You know that it is directly proportional to 1 by under root as both same is same in both the cases. So put the value of simply you need to put the value of v and just taking the ratio of it you can easily calculate and you can also see the explanation. Lambda 1 by lambda 2 by lambda 1 is equal to root under 1 by v. Simply put the value of v1 and v2 and get the value of lambda in 2 into sum of lambda 1 which is equal to lambda naught. For lambda 1 is considered here to be lambda naught. So it will be like lambda naught by 8. That option like 4 will be correct. Moving ahead, a body is moving in a circle first that is engaging with the work done of the centripetal force is zero, always zero. You know, as a body is moving in the circle, centripetal force is always acting perpendicular to the tangential direction, or that as the displacement is always perpendicular to the force acting to it, so work done is always zero. Moving ahead, a non-viscous liquid is flowing through a frictionless thus the cross-section area is varying. As you know, here the area is less and area is high. Area is less, velocity is high, pressure is low, and velocity is low, pressure is high. Simply you just need the Bernoulli relation, nothing else. Just have to use the Bernoulli relation simply. So you know that the like you just need to use the equation of continuity A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. When area is high, velocity is low, pressure will be high. Area is low, velocity is high, pressure will be. So area is low, pressure is low. Area is low, pressure is low. Option 1 will be the correct answer. Now moving to the last question of physics. A thin linear object of size sigma mm is kept along the principal axis of a convex lens of focal length. This object is sigma from the length of the image. Yeah, just you have given a linear object. You just need to calculate. Here you have a convex lens and you have an object of 1 mm size. Okay, 1 mm of size. and its focal length is given and its distance is given 15 centimeters. You just take this point as a one point and draw its image. Again, taking this point as another image, draw its image and take length of the image will be your answer. Now, solving it, in the case of convex lens, length will be what? As the object is getting closer, size will increase. So its length will obviously its length will increase. It will not decrease or remain the same. So you can calculate the object height and also you can use the concept of differentiation also done. But you can also use the point concept. By the point concept you can also derive it. So by using the differentiation method you can easily get that dV by du means change in the position of image by change in the position of object is given by v square by d square. You can calculate the v by taking u is equal to 15. So minus 15 with sign. You can calculate the v. So you know the v, you know the u, you know the this relation. This relation is already derived in the class. Here it is derived for your better explanation, but this relation will be already derived in your like classes while your teacher will teach you. So you just need to remember this relation. You just need to calculate the value of v and u. You can calculate the v by using u, and u is already given. So you can calculate change in the position of v as du is given. So when you calculate it out, your dv will become out to be 4. This your second option will be correct answer. I hope you will understand the explanation of each question. If you have any doubt, you can please put it in the comment section. And most importantly, you can say that most of the questions are formula based or something mixed with the two different concepts or two different formula. You just need to remember the formula and its application. Thank you very much.